first round of the 2017 World Endurance Championship. We're at Silverstone to kick off the season, and look at this, all these fans are out in force as they're here for the autograph session. So let's see who they're lining up for with the contenders.
Star Command, Titan the Robot, Mission Log, Stargate 4703.
All of the drivers gathered at the wing at Silverstone to take part in the now traditional class photo of 2017. It's an opportunity for them to catch up and have some laughs before the racing begins. In LMP1, after the retirement of Mark Webber, the Porsche number 2 has a new addition, and that is Le Mans 2015 winner Earl Bamber. In the number 1, reigning champion Neil Jani is joined by Nick Tandy and 3 times Le Mans winner and ex-Audi driver Andre Lotterer.
It takes a bit of time, you know. I've been 7 years in Audi, and it felt so natural there, so it's I have to get used to everything and to identify myself with this new situation. It's still early in this process for me, but I'm looking forward to it.
The Toyota number 7 also has a new face for 2017, and that's 3-time World Touring Car champion Jose Maria Lopez. He'll be joining Kamui Kobayashi and Mike Conway, but the question is, can this newcomer turn his hand to endurance racing? The Toyota number 8 has the same driver lineup for this year, and they are out for victory.
It's not like in the days when we came with a 6 megajoule and then Porsche ran an 8. You know, we're fighting the same battle with the same tools, I feel, this year. And yeah, it's going to be fun because it'll be down to which team gets it right and which drivers get it right.
The driver list in LMP2 this year reads like a who's who from the modern day single-seater scene. We've got reigning champion Nicolas Lapierre, Oliver Jarvis, Jean-Eric Verne and Alex Lynn, showing that this category is attracting some impressive world-class talent. For 2017, Rebellion make the move to the LMP2 category. Senna, Prost, Piquet are just some of their drivers. A class that's going to be faster, more powerful, and certainly promise close racing.
Well, LMP2 was very good last year. Coming to it this year with even more very competitive teams. Everybody has the same car. The cars are faster. I think we have a great recipe for good races. You know, the challenge is big. We've seen other teams being very competitive. We know that there are very good drivers around the field. We just have to try and be better than the other guys.
In GT Pro, Porsche are back with an all-new 911 RSR. The number 92 has Michael Christensen and Kevin Estre, and the number 91, Richard Leitz, and Fred Makowiecki is back in the WEC. But they are going to have close competition.
We want to be there from the first race, so it's not, you know, the season starts in Silverstone and you get points there. And if you want to be champion, you have to be good in Silverstone already.
Ford are back for their second year in the WEC. They've been collecting some silverware throughout the winter, so the question is, can they continue that good form throughout this season? The number 95 Aston Martin will be doing everything they can to keep their title. Sporting an all-new colour to celebrate their 70th anniversary, we have back with us AF Corsa and their Ferraris. In Gte-Am, all manufacturers are represented and they will all be looking to hunt down that number 98 Aston Martin. So that's our contenders for 2017. Let the battle commence. But first, they need to meet their fans.
It's race day as the 2017 World Endurance Championship is about to get underway. The fans are pouring in on an Easter weekend at Silverstone. Lots for the fans to do as the pit walk was a sellout. The open paddock was a big hit for all of the fans, both young and old. There was fun in the fan area for all, but it was the autograph session that gave the fans the chance to meet their heroes face to face.
Captain America.
Thank you very much indeed, mate. You have a great race.
Here in England, we have a lot of fans, and it's nice. As a driver, it's nice to enjoy with them.
It's great, you know. It's my first time in a WEC paddock, and what I'm really amazed and happily surprised is to see the amount of fans that can have access to the drivers, to the cars. Not really been used to that in Formula One, so I think it's like you know, back in my British Formula 3 days. So you know, I'm loving it.
The RAC Tourist Trophy was first awarded in 1905, and it's up for grabs here at Silverstone 112 years later. As the cars come to the grid, now the focus was on the race. The tension was rising. Pole position for the Gte-Am class was the Aston Martin of Dalalana, Lamy and Lauda. They were way ahead on the Saturday afternoon. Meantime, in the GTE Pro class, second on the grid was the Ferrari of Davide Rigon and Sam Bird, but the pole position was taken by the Ford GT, Prio, Tinknell and Durrani, looking to manage their tyres for the first time in 2017.
I mean, obviously now four sets over the whole 6-hour race. But we've worked very closely with Michelin. I think we've got a great long-distance tyre, and yeah, I mean, we've got to drive the thing to the grip we have and not over, you know. So we've got to learn how these tyres react here at this track, and I think this could be a really interesting race.
The hotly contested LMP2 class pole position was taken by the G-Drive car, the number 26 dominating in qualifying with the British driver Alex Lynn at the helm. However, the focus was on the LMP1 cars. Porsche with the 919 hybrid took third and fourth position.
I think for us, it's about getting home minimum 3 and 4 position and get the points, you know. And learn as much as possible with that aero kit. We always knew we will be hard against the Toyota, but we have to be there to benefit in case they have an issue. And that's what we'll do. That's our strategy.
But it was Toyota that dominated qualifying, the two cars taking first and second position as they start their charge against Porsche to take the 2017 title.
Good to be on pole, home race, have some friends and family here, so that's nice. And it seems like a good crowd, so hopefully we can put on a good show today.
Toyota are putting everything up this year, aren't they? Is this proving it?
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. You know, we know Porsche haven't finalised their kind of high downforce kit yet, so we'll see what they bring later on in the year. But yeah, I mean, still they're not too far away, I think, in terms of race pace. So it's going to be an interesting race.
After a long winter, it was now time to go racing as the tension was rising on the grid. Le Mans legend and 6 Hours of Silverstone winner Alan McNish now waves the cars off as they start their warm-up lap. The grid lines up with Toyota, then Porsche, G-Drive heading Signatech Alpine, heading the LMP2 class, which is going to be electrifying throughout this 2017 season. The Ford heads the Ferrari in GTE Pro, but the Aston is right on their tail. In Gte-Am, Pedro Lamy will be starting the number 98 Aston Martin. 27 cars come down to complete their warm-up lap. Porsche and Toyota look on. Now all the winter work is going to come to the boil. They come out of the last corner, completing their warm-up lap. The red light goes out, and we are go. For 2017, the two Toyotas unleash their 1,000 horsepower as they charge up to the first corner at Abbey. It is a Toyota 1-2, it is a Porsche 3 and 4, and the Porsche in third position has a massive moment there, but it keeps it all together. The number 7 Toyota, Mike Conway at the helm, is leading the 6 Hours of Silverstone as they do their first couple of corners. In LMP2, the blue Signatech Alpine has managed to get ahead of the orange G-Drive car of Alex Lynn. And Alex Lynn actually has lost out. He's gone back down to third as the White Rebellion has snuck up to second place. Great battle here in GTE Pro. That is Sam Bird battling with Michael Christensen. And Darren Turner in the blue Aston Martin getting ahead there. Ferrari, Aston Martin, Porsche. The new Porsche for 2017 gets back ahead of the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Meanwhile, out front, the two Ford GTs romping ahead.
Okay, think about the tyres, Andy. Think about the tyres. Copy.
Three-time World Touring Car Champion Andy Priaulx. Blistering pace, but the team reminding him not to overcook the tyres. Meanwhile, at the front of this motor race, it is the two Toyotas, but it's a change of position because the number 8 car has swapped and got ahead of a sister number 7, but they're into traffic, and it's how they cut through the traffic that is the key to this endurance race. Look at the pace of that number 8. The number 7 was just caught up a little behind a slightly slower car there. Now we're on board with Nicky Team on the Aston Martin racing car, and that is Sam Bird right behind us, and that's the Porsche RSR coming past and getting a position. A brand new car. It was second position overall at the Daytona 24 Hours earlier this year, and that is a car that Porsche have put a lot of time into, and look how close it was from the reverse angle between that German Porsche and the Italian Ferrari. The battle for 5th is raging here at Silverstone, and the Porsche is going to get past the Aston Martin. That's going to be 2 positions that the 911 is going to make up in just half a lap here at the 3.6 mile Silverstone circuit. Great racing by Michael Christensen. A little bit further down the racetrack, the two Ford GTs are side by side, but Stefan Mucker is getting ahead of his teammate Andy Priaulx. Look at this, the leading 3 in class covered by less than half a second. So Priaulx in second position, the Porsche all over him, and as Priaulx tries to defend as he comes into Vale and then Club, he's got his door open. The door is flying open, and how in heaven's name has that happened? Goodness me. Let's hope that that door slams itself shut, otherwise he might have to come into the pits and make an unscheduled pit stop to get it all sorted. The Porsche takes advantage of the door flying open in the wind, and Priaulx has lost the lead, he's lost second, he's now in third in GTE Pro. Now look at this. This is the lead of the Gte-Am class, the Aston Martin and the Ferrari of Lamy and Castellacci, but the LMP2 cars are scything through. Let us remind ourselves there are 4 different classes racing here in the World Endurance Championship. The LMP2 cars, a little bit slower than the LMP1 cars, battling for position. 5th, 6th and 7th for the Rebellion, the TDS and the brand new Manor car. The Manor car with the red bodywork and the yellow top to the windscreen was only delivered to the team at the beginning of the week. They've only just taken the wrappers off it as the TDS Racing LMP2 gets ahead of the Rebellion. So that's a switch for 5th position. Great close racing. However, the LMP2 class is going to be that close on the racetrack. A lot of drivers saying before the race that it may well be a race decided in the pits. The crews have to be absolutely tip-top. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different LMP2 cars in the pits at the same time, but it is the Signatech Alpine that is out on track with Nico Lapierre, who is leading that class. Meanwhile, back with GTE Pro, the Ford and the Porsche side by side. This is a battle for the lead, and that is Makovici on the left-hand side, Stefan Mucker, the German, on the right-hand side, the V6 versus the Flat 6.
Information to the pit lane, first roundups have arrived. The track has been declared a wet track.
So we're hearing from the race director that there is some raindrops falling here at Silverstone. April showers certainly part of this season opening race as we ride on board with the Swiss, Sebastian Buemi in the number 8 Toyota. This is the car that is leading this motor race. It has a V6 turbocharged petrol engine, and it also has about another 500 horsepower coming from its electric motor that is powering the front wheels. Just look at the speed as it comes through Maggots and Beckett's. This is an image not speeded up. These cars really are this fast. They are multi-million-dollar factory specification cars. This is the second place battle for the GTE Pro class, and that is James Collado in the number 51 Ferrari, trying to keep that Porsche behind. His teammate Sam Bird is in the other 71, the other red Ferrari. As they come out of Luffield, the Porsche is absolutely in a Ferrari sandwich. 2nd, 3rd and 4th position as they chase hard. Now let's have a look back earlier in the lap. That is James Collado getting all sideways and bits of carbon fibre coming off the car as he makes contact with the Porsche. The sister Porsche comes in as the number 98 Gte-Am Aston Martin makes its way out of the pits. Paul Dalla in the car. And here's one of the mechanics just losing his footing and only just keeping control of that wheel. Now this Porsche can't get started. It can't get started. It's struggling to fire the engine up. And that's precious time that Fred Makovici has lost in the pits. Precious, precious time. And he's lost a position as well. Meanwhile, at the head of this race, it is the number 8 Toyota that leads from the number 7. No, it's now the number 7 that is ahead of Sebastian Buemi. Mike Conway getting ahead. So that was Buemi easing off the gas, easing off the throttle, and letting his teammate past.
Okay, Seb, you are slower at the moment. That's a joke. Honestly, it's a joke.
Buemi not happy about that, is he? In the meantime, in LMP2, it is Nico Lapierre who continues to romp ahead in the blue Signatech Alpine. He's no stranger to being at the top of the podium for the outright victory when he was racing with Toyota. 6 times already the outright winner in the World Endurance Championship. This is a great battle here for 2nd position between the Rebellion and the TDS car. Senna and Vaxivier battling hard. Bruno Senna a little bit further back. Jean-Eric Verne in the orange Manor gets ahead of Nelson Piquet Jr.'s Rebellion. First ever LMP2 drive for Jean-Eric Verne. Getting the manoeuvre and making it stick as he goes into club corner. Into the pits though comes Bruno Senna, and Nico Prost is about to jump in to the car 3rd in the LMP2 class. So Senna out, Prost getting in, as LMP2 gets hotter and hotter here at the 6 Hours at Silverstone. The number 38 Jackie Chan DC Racing Orica is having a great start to the season. Oliver Jarvis, who won the Bahrain 6 Hours in 2016, is down there in the pits with Louise.
The first stint I didn't push at all because I had the intention to double stint the tyres, and I thought I could see the cars in front pushing, and I thought, we're going to be really strong. And all of a sudden, I think just driving in the dirty air, it killed the left front, and we had to change it at the pit stop. But the second stint, the car was much better, and I was coming back on the guys in front, but once you're in the dirty air, you risk killing the tyres. So it's very difficult out there.
Less tyres available for the LMP2 cars to utilise throughout a 6-hour race in 2017 over 2016. This is the battle for third. LMP2, that is Nico Prost with his Rebellion getting ahead of the TDS Racing of Perodo. The weather radar showing, look at that, an enormous amount of rain north of the circuit, but is it going to be heading south? Back with the leaders, that is Mike Conway continuing to lead, but here comes Sebastian Buemi on the left-hand side in the number 8 car, steaming past as he rattles on down to Stowe Corner, and Buemi is back in the lead here at Silverstone, and he's pulling away immediately away from Conway, and he's coming straight into the pits.
Box this lap and pit confirmed. Fuel tyres, driver change to Anthony. Fuel tyres, driver change to Anthony.
Whoa, for Buemi, completely locking up all 4 tyres on the lead car as he came into pit lane. Now, if he was caught speeding in those first few yards as he came into the pits, doing more than the mandatory 60 kilometres an hour, there may be a penalty for the lead Toyota.
We might have a broken anti-roll bar on the rear.
And on the very next lap, here we have the number 7 Toyota coming into the pits, and it said on the radio, maybe a broken rear anti-roll bar. Now that completely affects the attitude of the car, the suspension of the car, and more importantly, how it wears its tyres. Has it got a massive problem?
There's a few things happening right at the same time, so thank God I have my headphones off because I can think. There is potential issue on the car. We are investigating now. It should be okay to run, but the driver will feel it. These are the things you don't know before when they happen. Before the cars were running fine and all of a sudden there's stuff. But that's a 6-hour race.
Oh, here we have an off. That's David Hannemer Hansen in the White Rebellion, Jonathan Hershey in the Orange Manor, and Hannemer Hansen going spinning round like a record there. What's happened as they come into the tight left-hander? Well, the answer is they're trying to get to the same piece of tarmac. Bits of carbon fibre flying off the side of the Rebellion. And there may be a steward's investigation about that one. Here, though, is the number 66 Ford GT. It's the leader in the GTE Pro category. It's Stefan Mucker still at the wheel halfway through his second stint. Here is second and third in the GTE Pro class, and still these AF Corsa Ferraris tied together with a very short piece of string, as it is Pierre Guidi and Sam Bird going side by side. Pierre Guidi on our left-hand side. He's set Bird up so well as raindrops are now falling on our camera lens down here at Copse Corner. Through for a change of position he goes as they charge up towards Maggots Beckett's once more. It is Ferrari second and third in GTE Pro. We ride on board though with the number 1 Porsche. We're looking back at it, Nick Tandy at the wheel and steaming past the number 7 Toyota. That is a change of position. So now Porsche up into third with the number 1 car. Nick Tandy using his local knowledge to drive the 919 through Maggots and Beckett's. Let's catch up with Louise and Alan McNish about what it's really like.
So Alan, we're at Beckett's here at Silverstone. You've obviously driven this one a lot and in the LMP1 cars. So can you tell us how it is to drive it?
You just look at the Porsches and the Toyotas coming through here with
Without a doubt, it's one of the best places a driver that you can come through. A series of bends, you enter 170 miles per hour, 270 kilometres per hour. Little bump, you've got to be so precise. Get over the curb on the left. You have to hit this apex on the right-hand side, or the front of the car washes out. But everything you're doing from a body point of view, you're getting thrown left and right up to 3G, so you're hanging on. So critical, and especially from racing, because here there's a lot of time to be made or lost in traffic.
Meanwhile, back with the GTE Pro race, that is Stefan Mucker's Ford GT coming in, and that is the American Billy Johnson just about to jump in for his first stint in the World Endurance Championship. Perfect teamwork by the Chip Ganassi squad as the Ford V6 Turbo whistles its way out of the pits. Here, though, is, or was, the second position Porsche and the third position Ferrari. The Ferrari gets off the jacks on the right-hand side. They're just doing the tyres with the Porsche. The Porsche, though, gets ahead. Richard Lietz, the Austrian, now in the car. He has got ahead of the Ferrari. The Porsche GT squad making a position just in the pit stop. This, though, is James Calado and Kevin Estre as we ride on board with Gustavo Menezes. That's in the blue Signatec Alpine in the LMP2 class. How close was that for him to collect the rear of the 911 RSR Porsche? Nervous times down there in the Porsche GT garage. This is third position. James Calado in the red Ferrari. Kevin Estre, the Frenchman, in the Porsche, just gets ahead. He uses a slipstream from the LMP2 Rebellion, has a bit of a wiggle on the brakes as he comes into Brooklands, and now Luffield here at Silverstone. As we pick back up with Timo Bernhard in second position overall, the Porsche using a very slippery, low downforce aerodynamic configuration here for the Silverstone circuit. It's got great top speed, but it's not as fast as the Toyotas through the corners. Here, though, is the leading Toyota into the pits. A regular service being done by the German-based mechanics. Anthony Davidson taking on board some extra fluids. It's warm work inside that car. Andre Lotterer looks on. He's going to be getting into a Porsche for the very first time in his racing career. Formerly, we've seen him, of course, racing in the World Endurance Championship with Audi, going on to win Le Mans 3 times. So then, Timo Bernhard in the number 2 Porsche now leads this motor race overall as he comes up behind one of the 488 Ferraris.
They can reach to the box for surely we're going to change the rear end.
So a problem continuing for the number 7 Toyota. They're going to put on a completely different rear end, a rear wing. They've probably changed the downforce to try and compensate for that, what they think is a broken rear anti-roll bar. Clever thinking. Here's the number 1 Porsche coming into the garage. The protective film being removed from the windscreen. That stays in second position as more rain comes down, and it's pouring here in the pits. Look at the rain pouring down. April showers absolutely happening here at Silverstone, and this might be an opportunity for this crew to not put on slicks but put on maybe intermediates, as we have one of the Rebellions getting caught out by the rain. It is stair rods out there, and these guys are on slick tyres. These are treacherous conditions. Tandy alongside Anthony Davidson. Now this is for second position on the road, but you can see on the graphic that the lead Porsche is in the pits at the moment as the rain continues to fall here, and Nick Tandy having a great go on the inside of Chapel Curve. That's cheeky, isn't it? These conditions really testing the world's best World Endurance Championship racers.
The rain won't last long. Won't last long. We need to survive at the moment.
It's lasting long enough, though, for Kobayashi in the number 7 Toyota. As he comes down to Vale, he's struggling to get the thing stopped. Is he going to go in the gravel? No. Now here is Nick Tandy, and it's intermediates going on. They look like slicks, but they work perfectly in these very difficult half-wet, half-dry conditions. Off the jacks, he's rolling within 1/10 of a second as he hits the floor. On board, though, with Gustavo Menezes.
Olivier, yes, we ask you to continue. We ask you to continue.
The young American has got a lead of well over 1 minute and 20 seconds in LMP2. So if he can stay out on those slick tyres and not be forced to do an extra pit stop because of these damp conditions, it may then come back to him later in the race. For the overall lead of this motor race, it is the Porsches who have caught up to the Toyotas, and Louise has managed to catch a word with Brendan Hartley.
Yeah, I mean, I said after quali yesterday, we put no emphasis on the qualifying. We did all race runs. When we put the quali setup on, it didn't quite work for us. It was the first time we'd used it. But our race runs look strong. We really focused on that. I had a good first lap, got ahead of the sister car. He was fair. And then we managed to save a lap of fuel on each stop. Oh, I think it's all going on, but...
Yeah, we're going to go.
The perils of pit lane reporting down there for you, Louise, as Andre Lotterer jumps into a Porsche for the very first time in his World Endurance Racing career. He rips the seat out of the hands of Nick Tandy, who has done his stints. The belts go on and the tyres go on. And now the ultra-fast, 3 times Le Mans winner will be unleashed. Toyota lead by just over half a minute, leading 3 covered by less than 1 minute. The Signatech Alpine leads in LMP2. In GTE Pro, it is still the Ford GT that leads ahead of the Ferrari and the Porsche. 3 different manufacturers in the first 3 places there. And in Gte-Am, it is the Porsche number 77 ahead of the Aston and the Spirit of Race Ferrari. The FIA president, John Todd, here at Silverstone this weekend. Endurance racing very much close to his heart.
Exciting to be here, to see this atmosphere, people happy finally to be back in the business.
So what do you see as the future for the championship? You pleased with how it's going?
You know, it's very interesting because at all the levels there is competition in LMP1, LMP2, and then of course in GT. So it's a 6-hour race and it looks as tight like in a Grand Prix.
It certainly is tight. Now here is the 2 911 RSRs. They've dropped back a little in the GTE Pro class. They are in 6th place now. They've got a lot of work to do. Brand new car, as I said, for 2017 for the German manufacturer. Here are the 2 Manners, and they're about to squeeze out the 3rd position Ford. Oh, Graham Loudon, team boss of Manor, will be pulling his hair out. Now here is the number 98 Dalalana car, the Canadian, trying to give space to one of the Jackie Chan LMP2 cars, and how lucky was that Gulf Racing Porsche not to get collected.
Black and white flag, car 8 for abuse of track limits at several places. Black and white flag, car 8 for abuse of track limits.
So if there's another transgression by using too much racetrack, there may be a penalty for the leading car in this race, and that car's going nowhere. The Kevin Estra number 92 Porsche is on fire. Now, you never see a car on fire in modern times, but that car's going nowhere fast. As the Frenchman gets out of the car, he's desperate to try and find a fire extinguisher, but the British Marshals are there and they're going to put that fire out. That engine has gone bang. Full course yellow now here at Silverstone, so it is an opportunity for people to come in and pit. That is Davidson getting out of the lead Toyota, and that is Kaz Nakajima getting back in.
1, green. Track is back to green. We're normal. We're back to racing speeds.
We're back to racing speeds now as the Toyota unleashes its 1,000 horsepower as it comes up to pass the lead Ford GT. Around Brooklands, around Luffield, Kaz Nakajima at the helm of this Toyota. Just look at the speed, and there's another spin for the Canadian Dalalana. The leader in Gte-Am has had another spin. Has he damaged his tyres? What has happened here? Oh, he gave space to the other Porsche as it came round, and it's raining as well. It's pouring with rain, and there's a massive crash for the number 7 Toyota. He's gone into the tyre wall. What has happened here? That's a big, big crash here at Silverstone. Jose Maria Lopez, is he okay?
Yeah, Jose, you need to try to come back. You need to try to come back to the pit. Please try, please try.
Well, he's wincing in the car there, the reigning World Touring Car Champion. Let's hope that he has not hurt his back. The screen is cleared. The little bubble for the wing mirror on the Porsche is cleared. And incredibly, Lopez limping back that Toyota. I've never seen a car with so much damage being able to run.
He went into the wall with quite tough. Front rear is completely broken. The floor is off. We have to check. Apparently, all electric and electronic system as well as the engine seems to work. So from that point of view, we'll try to get the car back onto the track. We have to see how Jose is, if he can drive or not. Well, that the doctors will decide this, and then try to catch up.
We're back racing here at Silverstone after the damage has been cleared up, after the number 7 Toyota went off. There goes the leader of this motor race, Nakajima, through your shot. Now we ride on board with the Kiwi Earl Bamber. He's in second position in his 919 Porsche. This is the battle for third in GTE Pro. Makovici in the white Porsche, Harry Tinknell in the blue Ford. Now that was the car that had the flapping door, you remember, earlier in the race. It went from first back to last, and now he's battling for third position in class, and he can see the leader in front of him, the sister car with American Billy Johnson at the wheel. The race is on. The race is also on for the outright lead and potential win of this motor race. Toyota lead, nearly 5 seconds ahead of the Earl Bamber Porsche. We ride on board with the third place man, Andre Lotterer.
I know you're racing, Harry, but just think about fuel. Okay, I know you're racing, but just think about fuel saving.
Well, Harry Tinknell has been told to be careful not to burn up too much fuel. The former LMP2 Le Mans class winner is looking and hustling to see if he can get a position ahead of that Porsche, and he's not going to listen to his team because he's going to do what every racing driver wants to do, get a position. He's up now on the podium in GTE Pro. First, bit of a gap. Second, bit less of a gap. Third and fourth, that is how close it is as Tinkers goes through ahead of the Porsche. Both of the Fords are now on the podium. They're happy with that. In LMP2, the Signatech Alpine is under big pressure. Matt Rao is going to get passed by Vaxivier in the TDS racing car. We ride on board with the car that has led every single lap so far in this race. And here we are with 1 hour and 3/4 to go. And that safety car has really disrupted the Signatech Alpine strategy. Here, though, is the number 13 Rebellion. You can see the damage that happened earlier in the race when Hannemann Hansen was at the wheel, and indeed, they're going to have to put that car into the garage. You can see the radiator through the bodywork, and this is how the damage happened. Sam Bird turned in on the Rebellion, and Sam Bird, we're hearing, is going to get a 15-second penalty because of that driving error. This is a change of second position, and that is the Signatech Alpine losing another spot, this time to the Jackie Chan Racing number 38 car. That Alpine's going further back and back.
Definitely, Nico had a great start and passed it along to me, and I was able to kind of manage to hold the car on track while it was raining. So we managed to build a very big advantage, and I thought we had it in quite a comfortable position, but that safety car really hurt us massively. We lost the 45-second advantage, and it's put us in a difficult spot. So it's still a bit tricky. Things are moving around a bit, so we're going to push hard, and hopefully we can still be in the fight for the win at the end.
On board with the number 1 Porsche as it stops absolutely on the line. That's Nick Tandy, the 2015 Le Mans 24-hour winner, getting back in the car. Andre Lotterer has just popped out of it. Tandy looking forward to getting back out on his home racetrack as the lead car comes in. This is Kazuki Nakajima. He takes on some extra fluids as it's still warm work in there, even though it's cold outside. Now let's have a catch up with what's happening to that damage repair on the number 7 Toyota after Lopez went off. They've completely repaired the front of the car. Now they need to get that car back in the race, because if they complete more than 75% of the race winner's distance, they will have a chance of scoring all-important championship points. Here is Earl Bamber getting out of the car. He had a 55-second lead, but we're yo-yoing the lead between the Toyota and the Porsche at the moment. There is the Toyota on the right-hand side. The Porsche is in the pit, stationary on the left-hand side. They're filling it full of fuel, as now the tyres are being changed. He has to adhere to the 60 km/h speed limit as he comes out of the pit lane. Where is the Toyota? Let's have a look. Where is the Toyota? Is that the Toyota ahead? Is that the Toyota ahead? And it is ahead. The Toyota has kept ahead, and it romps ahead by some 17 seconds as the number 7 car is completely repaired. How damaged was this car about an hour and a bit ago? And incredibly, it has managed to come back out on the racetrack. A round of applause for Toyota. Catching up with Gte-Am, it is the Spirit of Race Ferrari that leads. Castellacci at the moment at the wheel. You may remember the Aston Martin. Oh, and there's a big crash. There's a coming together between the Coles and the Aston Martin. What in heaven's name has happened there? Oh, it looks like the Coles car has gone up the back of the Aston Martin as they were braking to come into the pits. The whole front of that car completely damaged. Look at the bottom of your screen. I think the car hit the blue Aston from behind, and they've got a lot of repair to do on that car. Look at the mess on the pit lane entry. Big mess.
We'll be racing Toyota out of the box when we come out of our pit stop. We can try and get a gap on them ahead.
So Brendan Hartley being warned that when he has made his pit stop and he comes out, there's a lot of work to do to battle against the Toyota, which continues on the racetrack. Here comes the Kiwi, already a World Endurance champion. His focus at the moment is on this race. There is the Toyota on the left-hand side. There goes the Porsche. It comes out and it leads here at Silverstone. There is Buemi, the Swiss, at the wheel. Now he's going quicker lap on lap, but it is the Porsche that is ahead for the time being.
10 laps on their tyre.
So Porsche did a quicker stop but without changing tyres, but it's the Toyota that's got newer tyres and is running quicker and catching the lead Porsche here at Silverstone at the moment. In the Gte-Am class, after 5.5 hours of racing, that is the gap between the Aston Martin of Pedro Lamy and the Irishman of Matt Griffin. Griffin on the inside with the red roof of the Ferrari. Even Stevens, nothing between them, but he's got the inside line for Kopp's corner, and he holds the line. Flat out racing by the Irishman. The Portuguese doesn't have an answer as the lead car overall in this race rushes past. The race is on in all of the classes, and that is the race for the lead of this race. That is Brendan Hartley, and there's just less than half a second between himself and Sebastian Buemi. Little bit of traffic in the way at the moment. Under 15 minutes to go in this 6-hour race. Brendan Hartley leads, but he's being chased down by that Toyota. The Toyota has a massive moment on the inside of Abbey, opposite lock as he's on the grass. The Toyota guys don't know where to look, and Buemi looks one way, then the other as he comes up to the farm corner. We're on board with Buemi. We're on board with the leader. Buemi goes through on the left-hand side. He sneaks it through, and the Toyota charges away. And the Toyota team overjoyed with just 12 minutes remaining. The move of the race just being done by the Swiss driver Sebastian Buemi with his Toyota against the Porsche of Brendan Hartley. We thought this race was going to be a runaway for Toyota, and with 12 minutes remaining, this is how close it is after nearly 6 hours of Silverstone. The Porsche was nearly 2 seconds a lap slower in qualifying, and there's nothing between them as we come on to the last lap, the last couple of corners. Sebastian Buemi, already a world champion. in the World Endurance Championship. For your information, we are in position 1 as he accelerates through Club Corner. The RAC Tourist Trophy, the 6 hours of Silverstone, won by Toyota. Massive celebrations for Toyota as Buemi, Davidson and Nakajima win their first race since 2014. Toyota mean business for this season, don't they?
I'm really happy. I mean, it's an amazing feeling, you know, when you win like that. After the pit stop, I knew it would be close, but I did not expect us to be 8 seconds behind the Porsche, so I had to push really hard, and then we tried to drain the battery. You know, I was recovering less energy just to try to be a bit quicker, and then the rain came, so it all helped us. But yeah, really happy with that.
In LMP2, it was the Jackie Chan racing squad of Ho Pin Tung, Ollie Jarvis and Thomas Laurent who rocked up as the victors. They were overjoyed with their pace. They managed to overhaul the Signatec Alpine. A fantastic home race for local driver Oliver Jarvis.
In terms of competition, it's right up there. There's some incredible drivers, and it's flat out racing, 6 hours, just the same as LMP1. So, you know, delighted to start off with a win, but it's going to be a tough year.
A very tough year ahead, but a fantastic race in LMP2. It's going to be mightily close throughout the World Endurance Championship as they got busy with the fizzy on top of the podium. The Chinese Jackie Chan squad starting their season perfectly. In the GTE Pro class, it was the Ford of Prio, Tinknell and Durrani who started from pole, had their door flapping open in the wind, went back to last position, but cut through to fight back to win the race at home at Silverstone.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I just like after 10 minutes we were out of it, we were out of the sequence, and the boys just kept, never gave up. But you know, even when I got in the car, we looked like we were nowhere. I think we were last, maybe second last. So to come back and win, unbelievable. Can't believe it.
Durrani, Tinknell and Prio on top of the podium in GTE Pro. Ford heading 3 different manufacturers in the first 3 places. In Gte-Am, the Clearwater racing squad from Singapore, a stunning victory on the very last lap was taken. They could not believe it.
It's about 3 or 4 seconds ahead with 4 minutes to go, so I just went maximum attack and I caught him. He in turn caught Pedro, and then basically we went down Hanger Straight on the last lap 3 abreast, and it was like NASCAR. It was like the last corner at Daytona or Talladega. There was smoke, cars everywhere, and I just got through it and yeah, went across the line first.
Clearwater Racing winning for Singapore. They win an international race. That'll be headline news back home as 3 different manufacturers lock out the first 3 places in Gte-Am. Ferrari, Aston Martin and Porsche. It's podium time for Kazuki Nakajima, Sebastian Buemi and Anthony Davidson as they receive the 112-year-old RAC Tourist Trophy. Last year was so tough for Toyota after their Le Mans dreams were shattered, but now they're fighting back. There's nothing like winning to get a team back on the crest of a wave. So after 6 hours of racing, just 6 seconds between the Toyota and the Porsche as Jackie Chan won in LMP2, Ford winning in GTE Pro and Ferrari being victorious in Gte-Am at Silverstone. It's been a stunning start to the 2017 season on track, with wheel-to-wheel racing in all classes right from the word go. If you want more, the next stop is the great Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium.
Come into the pits.
Very good pace.
The WEC 6 Hours of Spa-Francorchamps, the spirit of Le Mans, is coming to Belgium.